missing it.
It's 4:30 on WKYT this morning. An overnight fire leaves a home in shambles and at least one person in the hospital.
The search for at least one escaped inmate from a Lexington prison is now over. We'll have details on the arrest.
And the Fayette County School Board going back to the drawing board in their search for a new superintendent.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you. Hope you had a great weekend. Derby weekend it was. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. It was awesome, beautiful weather.
Yeah, you got to go. You were there Oaks Day and Derby Day.
It was awesome. It was great weather, and they say that there were record crowds, so we'll have more on that coming up. And first, let's check in now with Jim Caldwell.
Warm day ahead, Jim.
A very warm day ahead, guys, as we likely get a true taste of summer out there with low 80s by later this afternoon. And even this morning, it's not bad because we're close to 60 degrees here in Lexington. You go down the road to Richmond, they are at 60, 61 to be exact. But you're going to find little pockets like Danville and Somerset that are going to come in with those low 50s. There might be an upper 40, especially out in some of those sheltered valleys in eastern parts of Kentucky. Defender not active here in central Kentucky, however, tracking a little bit of shower activity just out to our west across parts of Illinois and now cruising into Indiana. Maybe northern parts of Kentucky get in on that. Here is the way we plan your Monday. We look at temperatures climbing through the day, stray shower to our north, daytime highs around 82 degrees. We should be seeing temperatures like this, guys, next month, not in this part of May. So we are very, very warm for you. We'll take a closer look at all of it coming up in just a few minutes.
All right. Hopefully we can hold on to that throughout the time. We thank you. Let's get to the news.
New this morning on WKYT, a woman is in the hospital after a fire heavily damaged her home.
Fire crews were still at the scene of the home on East 2nd Street just a few minutes ago. They first were called there just after midnight this morning. The homeowners were not in the home when the fire started, but one of them was so distraught after learning of the fire that she had to be rushed to the hospital. Investigators are now trying to figure out how that fire started. Also new on WKYT this morning, one of the men wanted for escaping from a Lexington prison is back in police custody. Police in Louisville captured Timothy Day. Day had walked away from the Blackburn Correctional Complex in Lexington back on March 25th. He was serving time on burglary charges out of Meade County when he escaped. He'll now be going to court to answer to the escape charges later this afternoon. Day is one of 4 Blackburn inmates who recently walked away from the prison.
This morning, a man's in jail after state police say he tried to stab someone and then exposed himself to neighbors and young children. Rather bizarre story takes us to the Clearfield community of Rowan County. State police say 45-year-old Wendell White even threatened one of their troopers. Jordan Valines was in Rowan County talking to neighbors about what happened.
We're told the rather bizarre incident started Saturday night here at the mobile home park off McBrayer Road. Troopers say around 8 o'clock, a man driving a pickup truck stopped to help Wendell White, who was walking in the middle of the road at the time and appeared to be disoriented. But when the driver slowed down,
we heard him screaming. He was screaming at the guy in the pickup, wanted to know what he was doing messing with his wife or whatever, and the guy didn't even know him.
The arrest citation says that White smacked the man in the face and then tried to stab him.
Put a knife through the window at him, and when he pulled away, that's what kept it from stabbing him. His arm hit the window of the car.
After that, things went from bad to worse.
He just walked right down the middle of the street there and just dropped his drawers right up here in front of a bunch of kids.
Put it this way, I'm glad I ain't got little kids. I ain't got no teenagers at home or anything. I think it's terrible.
Troopers say after White exposed himself, he ran down the street and into the side yards of these trailers here. That's where he tried to ditch his knife, but police quickly recovered the knife and soon charged him with a first-degree attempted assault.
It wasn't good at all.
Neighbors say they've had run-ins with White before, and they're relieved that he's been removed from their quiet neighborhood for now. In Rowan County, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
And White is also charged with menacing, disorderly conduct, and public intoxication.
Now 4:34 on WKYT this morning. A Lexington father will face a judge today after police say he abused his 2 infant sons. They've charged 24-year-old Jaron Hamilton with 3 counts of criminal abuse. The arrest citation states that Hamilton intentionally caused serious physical injury to his 3-month-old son on 2 separate occasions in April. We're also told he caused serious injuries to his other son on a different occasion.
Friends of the family of 6 killed in a crash are collecting money now to help with funeral costs. A woman, her 2 children, and her 3 grandchildren all died in Wayne County Friday night. Police say the car the victims were in hit a pickup truck pulling a trailer. Friends have set up a GoFundMe page to help with the surviving family's finances.
Well, many areas of the Commonwealth are still recovering from all of the heavy rain and flooding that we had earlier this year.
President Barack Obama signed a Kentucky disaster declaration providing aid to almost a dozen different counties. Federal funding is available to individuals affected by the storms. To see if you happen to be eligible, visit our website, WKYT.com.
Fayette County public school leaders have hit a bump in the road in their search for a new superintendent. The school board held a special meeting yesterday morning to discuss some disturbing allegations against the CEO of ProAct, the company in charge of their search. The district decided to sever its contract with the company.
Our plan is to continue to maintain our schedule to the extent that we can. We're going to be pursuing options for vetting phase with another external firm. So the ProAct would collect applications, another firm would help us vet those applications. We'll also be looking for other options for candidates to apply other than through the ProAct service.
District leaders say they will have to negotiate whether they get back any of the money that they have already paid to the search firm. Well, 1 week after a massive earthquake killed thousands of people in Nepal, the government says the chances of finding more survivors are slim.
The death toll from the quake has now surpassed 7,000. More than 14,000 were injured. U.S. aid has arrived in Nepal. Marines landed at the airport in Kathmandu, bringing supplies like water and temporary shelters. Last night, people in Lexington gathered in Jacobson Park to remember the thousands of earthquake victims. WKYT Sam Smith shows us how people here are trying to help out in Nepal.
Nepalese Americans in Kentucky have seen the images of the destruction in Nepal, and they've heard about the more than 7,000 people killed. So now they're praying for Nepal.
Our thoughts and prayers are with them.
Sunday evening at Jacobson Park, the Forum of Nepalese in America gathered for a candlelight vigil.
To express our sadness, sorrow, and to support, to honor them.
Now, this event was not just about grieving. It was also an opportunity to raise money for those in need.
We are trying to support 3 villages where the earthquake epicenter was nearby.
FONA has raised more than $9,000 and are approaching their $15,000 goal to help rebuild homes and provide tents and tarps.
But it's a wonderful culture with a deep history that the world should get to love.
Adrian Takor's husband is Nepalese. She says the turnout for this event is proof of the passion the Nepalese have for their country and their people, and they want to help however they can.
And I think what it says is that the Nepalese people are strong and unified.
In Lexington, Sam Smith, WKYT.
The group plans to eventually collect supplies that can be shipped to Nepal instead of just monetary donations.
A country singer superstar inspiring students in Berea to fight through hardships. Naomi Judd addressed the Berea College senior class in a commencement speech yesterday. The Kentucky native spoke about her battle with hepatitis C. The singer got the disease after working as a nurse, and at the time, doctors told her she only had 3 years to live. Judd calls herself a survivor.
You get to write your own story. So today's a great day to start thinking about what do you want your story to be.
271 students graduated from Berea College yesterday. I think that 3 years was about 25 years ago, so she's doing quite well, and
yeah.
It's good to see. And our time this morning is 4:39, and WKYT This Morning is just getting started.
Recess is the perfect period for kids to burn off some energy, but it can be a little bit stressful. Coming up, Moms Every Day explains how adding some structure is helping children in the classroom.
And we'll have plenty of warmth for kids to get out and enjoy it as we go through the next few days here. Daytime highs likely in the low 80s, mid 80s, maybe by the mid and latter part of the week. We'll track all of it coming up for you.